Hello and welcome to Talk of the Traitors. For the next however long the Traitors is on for, we're going to be recording little kind of snippets, little
mini podcast episodes
after each episode. So look out for that dropping at hopefully kind of early morning post episode.
Yes. My name is Benedict Townsend.
And I'm Hannah Townsend.
And we love the Traitors, don't we?
We absolutely love the Traitors. So we've just watched episode 1, season 3 of the Traitors.
Yep.
What are our initial thoughts? 3 female traitors. Did you see it coming?
I didn't see it coming. I like how we're doing it football commentary style. Like, no one saw it coming, Jeff. I'm excited by it. The thing is, you just don't see anything coming with the Traitors. We said on our latest episode of the podcast, I said, in fact, do you think they'll mess with the formula? And they certainly did. We'll get onto that later. But they started off with a bang with the whole train thing, immediately potentially eliminating 3 people.
Do you think the 3 people that they have eliminated immediately on the Traitors are coming back? Yes or no?
The Traitors. I don't think they're going to be like in the show proper. They're 100% coming back in some capacity later. Either they'll show up for a special challenge, or maybe they'll bring one of them back. They've done that before, right? Where they bring one of them back but they'll be like, you have to be a traitor or something.
I was really enjoying Mullet. The Mullet looked like the tallest man who ever did live.
He did.
So tall.
We don't know any of their names yet, really, so apart from like some of the main ones.
The guy with the blonde mullet who seemed really fun.
The Yorkshire guy.
Who got off the train. He said something, wait, I made a note. Some of my top quotes from episode 1 of The Traitor, season 3 is when Mullet said, I crunched my humbug a little too quickly.
Yes, well, he was talking about, like, you know, some people, they want to suck it. I'm all about crunch and chew and stuff. Like, great. He was a quote machine, that man.
Quote machine. I also loved when they were in the train carriage debating and someone said, it's not fair to leave it to chance.
Yeah, and then, to be fair, that diplomat guy was like, it's actually the most fair way to do it, probably.
Well, the person who was like, we should all say our reasons of why we were here, and everyone's like, no.
No. Which also, I'm so glad they didn't do, because I'm like, I don't care about that.
We don't want to hear a pity party.
No, that's boring TV. I'm really glad someone was like, there isn't time. I cannot believe that one person, let alone 3, voluntarily got off the train. That's crazy to me.
Do you think that we are being duped then? Because why would 3 people get off the train?
Especially because the stakes were too low. Like, it was just to add a bonus 10k to the prize pot.
But also, I'm not winning that prize pot. I don't care how much is there. If I'm out, who cares?
Exactly. I would have stood up on the train, or I probably wouldn't have stood up. I would have played it cool. But if I had to make an argument, I'd say, guys, we haven't even started the game. There'll be more money later.
I'm not getting off.
I don't think anyone needs to sacrifice them. He's going to sacrifice himself for the sake of this bonus 10k.
I like that guy saying, let's all stay, because I would not leave. I've done so much. Also, embarrassing, like, you've told everyone, like, you've told your family and stuff you're going on a show, and then you didn't even make it to the castle. It's giving reading.
It's giving reading. What a great quote.
It's giving, they just picked up a book and they were like, it's giving reading. No wonder that they didn't get voted out. And
Can we say, by the way, before I forget, is it Mina, who's one of the traitors? The second she showed up and she was like, I'm a call center manager.
Yeah, call center manager.
Both of us were like, no, you're not.
She's not.
She's just, well, I mean, maybe she is. But she would be the most charismatic call center manager
ever.
She just has the energy of like a performer of some kind.
I think, but it's strange because she's a traitor, and usually people with big secrets don't get made traitors, I find.
That's true, because I guess it would rumble them too much.
Yeah.
I really thought she was going to reveal, I'm actually an actress. I'm actually a comedian.
Yes, I'm going to just keep going through the thing. The interior designer who said, Claudia's made this castle look beautiful. Claudia's done fuck all.
Yeah.
Claudia wasn't there.
Nope.
Fucking hanging wallpaper. It made me laugh so much. Claudia's saying, this is probably one of the most important tables you'll sit at.
Which is, we both laughed. That's such a hilarious way of framing it. Because like, I guess it's true, but who thinks of their life in terms of tables? You know? No one's on their death table looking back and thinking, I've been at many tables in my life.
But this would rank as the most important of all tables.
You know, if she went like, this is one of the most important nights of your life. Okay, a bit dramatic, but that's like a phrase people say. But this is one of the most
specific. I loved it.
It was something I would write as like a joke bit. This is one of the most important tables you'll ever sit at. It's like, I guess, very funny.
I'm a priest, not a saint.
I like that.
I like her.
I like her.
Good vibes.
Kind of surprised they didn't traitor her.
When she said on God.
Yeah, she said, with God as my witness. And I went, why are you bringing up God then? She let the priest slip.
As a Welsh translator, I'm good at reading people.
This is the thing, right? So it's become like a meme now that everyone thinks their specific job makes them amazing at reading people. And it's like, as a magician, I'm good at reading people. As a psychiatrist, she's like, as a Welsh translator, I'm like...
The loosest, transferable skills that you put on a job application.
Well, translatable skills.
Very good.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, no, that's very impressive to be a Welsh translator.
Yeah,
Why does that make you good at catching traitors? What?
Should my Hudeke?
Well, you've said it.
Davidan Sant.
You've said it there.
Also, this isn't a quote, but just Yin in the mermaid blanket was fantastic to me.
Iconic.
The cutaway scenes, I'll never forget Charlotte from season 2 of Traitors, always in the bath, washing
very
herself.
erotic, yes.
Or they'd be like... working out. I'm so excited to see people's cutaways because we haven't seen that many. I'm sad because they used to always reuse that footage for every time their names were on the chopping block. So I would have loved to see Yin in that mermaid blanket multiple times.
Here's the $1 million question. Did she bring the mermaid blanket? Or was the mermaid blanket provided? That's what I want to know. Yin, write in.
Let us know. What do we think about Charlotte not being from Wales doing a Welsh accent?
Pretty low stakes at this point.
I liked her little duck jumper, so she gets points for me for that.
I like her as a character. I think we've seen more dramatic lives. We've had hidden relationships. We've had hidden mother-son relationships. Like, just putting on a slightly different accent to me. And also, once she gets rumbled, which I guess she'll have to.
The big reveal.
She's just going to look really guilty and it will backfire on her.
But if someone said to me, I'm a faithful and I've been doing a Welsh accent this whole time and I'm actually Charlotte from London, I'd be like, eh? It's like, it's not a fun reveal, but Ras is fun reveal.
But also I'd just be like, well, you're untrustworthy.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that helps her as either a faithful or a traitor. I'd just be like, I think you're insane.
Can I say my traitor's theory?
Okay.
I believe that they have footage of Claudia tapping every single person at that little table. And maybe there's a cut and everyone is taken off to separate rooms and they're told who the traitors is. I just feel like it's too dangerous to actually tap 3 people.
Yes, we talk about this every season of like the system of having just her wander around and tap people. It just seems rife for like, if someone hasn't quite got their eye mask on, or if someone just hears her, or it seems too precarious. Because also if someone does get a leg up and realizes someone's been tapped, the whole game is broken at a huge cost. But I don't know, I just think actually filming every single person being tapped would just take so long that I'm like...
it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
22 taps. So the new format of the traitors, okay?
Yes.
Next episode, when someone gets voted out of the traitor circle, they are going to stand up and just say goodbye, and we will not know if they are a traitor or a faithful.
This is the most dramatic change they've ever done. This fundamentally, if this is true, I believe this is true as I understand it.
Yeah, but then when we were watching a tiny snippet of the after show, and they were like, they're all going to be buzzing if they get a traitor out on the first round, and in my head I was like, but they won't know.
Yeah, comment.
Have we misheard it?
I think she seemed to be saying pretty clearly that they will not announce themselves.
They'll just leave.
Maybe on that after show they got to that later, but we didn't see it or whatever. But like that really changes the show if you're voting people out and you don't know whether they're traitors or not.
Because then you can't follow really a trail. It's very hard to be like, have we voted any of the right people out? Because you just have no idea.
The weird thing about that is that I haven't thought it through fully, but surely it just makes the game harder for the faithfuls. Yes. And as we've spoken about, the game is already quite hard for the faithfuls anyway.
Maybe we've misunderstood it because it just doesn't make any sense. Because if I'm if I'm a faithful and I'm just voting people out willy-nilly, I have no idea if I'm on the right track. And if someone stands up and says, I'm a traitor, then you can be like, they were working, they defended that person. You can't do the math.
I mean, I kind of want it to be that just because I'm really curious for them to make a change that big, but I don't understand how you play the game like that, but we'll see.
I think we need to talk about Armani doing the
Armani.
most. She's either the best or possibly I'm leaning towards the worst. God love her, traitor of all time, because she is just... when she led the round table, when she was going round and like, I'm going to be the most honest, it just...
Too much.
It is just too much, isn't it?
It's way too much. I love how her sister, within, I would say, 2 minutes of her being chosen as a traitor.
You can see her looking at her like, what are you doing?
Because she was doing that thing that traitors do, newly minted traitors do, where they're like, they suddenly get very sincere.
Yes.
They're like, I swear to you, I'm faithful. And then someone's like, yeah, maybe you're a traitor. And they're like, no, they have no sense of humor about it all of a sudden. And you could see her sister immediately clocked her and was like, why are you being weird?
But also like her just crying that much at breakfast when it's like, my sister's not here.
I mean, it was a good excuse to hide the nerves.
It was obvious because she was like, it's that thing where like people are looking at you and you just kind of cry.
To be fair, I don't think she's on anyone's radar right now. I think she came in a bit hot accusing an older person.
I know, shady. I think the second someone says her name, I think it would be very easy to like turn the crowd and be like, she is just doing a lot.
Yes, and I also think the second she gets accused, I think she will crumble as well.
Yes.
I don't think she'll be able to stay cool and defend herself. I think she will over-defend herself.
Yeah.
And do too much.
I want to know, what is the best way if someone accuses you to deny and defend? Like when they accused, I'm really sorry we don't know her name, but the older woman who is the traitor, and she just said, she turned, props to Jake, who clocked immediately.
Insane how fast he clocked her.
Immediately that it was her. Amazing work. But how do you defend in a way that's like, I feel satisfied? Because everyone said she hadn't done enough. But like, what do you do? Apart from saying, it's not me. Yeah. What can I do?
Yeah, I mean, because we've watched plenty of people correctly defend themselves. I guess you just do it in this like super matter-of-fact way of just like, I'm a faithful. I feel like faithfuls, they don't have a weight on their shoulders. They never feel the urge to super defend themselves. They're always just like, well, I'm a faithful, nothing about it. Whereas the traitors are the ones who are just like, I swear to God.
But Wilf kept getting through and he was like, do as may I.
Yeah, that's true. It was like killing him from the inside.
Another quote I loved was Linda crossing her arms at the breakfast table going, oh my God, who is not going to come down?
Yeah.
The most robotic voice.
Just the opposite level of acting.
Just the worst. Yeah, we've got the two different juxtapositions. We've got Armani like hysterically crying, and then we've got Linda like, oh my God.
Linda is the older woman, by the way. We just looked up her name, just for continuity's sake. I can't figure out whether Linda is doing a good job or not. I think she defended herself okay. I think obviously counter-accusing Jake was a little bit hot.
No, you're the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very nice. But I don't... Well, actually, no. What am I talking about? She's definitely going to get eliminated. What am I talking about?
I think Linda is on the chopping block because we haven't heard enough names in that circle to... I don't know who... And Armani's going to vote for Linda. Like, if it's...
Do you think she's going to betray that quickly?
Yeah, I would. I'd jump ship. If it's not Linda, I don't know who it is. Linda is the only name that they were really questioning. So if I was sat at that table, I would vote Linda.
Didn't she throw out some other random... She threw out the reverend's name, the priest's name.
The guy was wearing the jacket for some reason. His name...
But Armani was accusing the priest lady. So maybe Armani could do the priest lady and be like, well, I accused her because I thought she was...
Well, that's the thing. You want to stick with who you went with. I will say having a pair and one of them being on the inside, I feel kind of breaks the game.
Interesting.
We've always seen it in the past with like Diana Ross.
Yeah, Diana Ross.
I was like, Diana Ross? We've always seen it in the past with like Diana Ross and then the magician and his girlfriend. Like they were all faithfuls. And I know that they've tried to switch it up because I would always assume a pair both would be faithful because they've got absolute autonomy over the game unless you are prepared to kill your sister, which it might come to that, but they've got the foots in both doors, right?
Yeah, and also you effectively just, especially if it's like a really close pair, like a couple of sisters, you've effectively just given them an extra chance to win.
Yes.
Because if one sister wins, they're obviously going to like probably give some money to the other one. You have a two-person team effectively, which is not really fair.
Exactly. And that's why when you have a two-person team, they always vote one of them out. A traitor would always say, there's two of them together, they can band together and they can control the group.
Exactly. You have numbers on your side.
Now they can control the group even more because they got one. Oh, that said, let's see what happens with Armani.
She probably... if I was one of the other traitors, I would be pushing so hard to get her to murder her sister.
Yes.
Purely out of selfish interest. But also, I would paint it as like, you've got to show
it's not you.
It couldn't be you.
I wouldn't kill my sister.
If they'd murdered her sister immediately, it would have looked suspicious, I think. But they're going to have to murder that sister eventually. Otherwise, people are going to go...
How come you've both stayed in?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this has been Talk of the Traitors. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, Talk of the Traitors.
I like that.
A mini-series from Talk of the Townsends.
And we will be back. I think there's an episode tomorrow. So we will be back talking to you Friday morning? I don't know. Anyway, speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.